Hello there. Welcome to episode number 9 of Frequency Readings. I am your host, Michael, and once again, welcome to this episode. I'm going to take a little bit of a break from the actual readings in this episode, and what I want to do is discuss with you the objectives of the readings and what it is that we're trying to achieve with this. So if you look at the numbers that we have and the way everything is put up there, um, if you look at that as a snapshot, that is basically what we're dealing with here. So when I do the reading on the day of and the time of that particular reading, that is the energetic value, the frequency of what my client is receiving. So that snapshot provides me with the means to diagnose what's going on in their lives. This gets very interesting, especially when things don't fall into the normal parameters. And I must admit, this time period right now that we're in is not really normal parameters to any extent. There's a lot going on, and people are dealing with a lot. So our frequencies and our vibrations tend to be somewhat all over the place. Now, in general, what is happening to the planet is we are getting hit with intense ultraviolet light, and that is actually lifting our frequencies up even more. So if you were to look at the population of the planet overall, generally speaking, we're sitting at about 250 around the planet. But as you may have noticed, a lot of the people that I'm doing the readings on are actually a lot higher than that. And there's reasons for that. So even though the general population is sitting at about 250, there's many of us that are way higher than that. And there are people in the thousands. Now, when you look at the readings of those people in the thousands, I want to compare that to a being such as Jesus the Christ. In his instance, everything would be 1,000, right? And so you can't get much higher than that, according to David Hawkins' measurements. So even though we get some people with 1, 2, or 3 indexes that are sitting at 1,000, that doesn't mean that they're Christed, obviously, right? They've still got things to work on. And there are a number of people with such numbers in their readings. Now, something else I want to talk about is, as I've been, excuse me one second, as I've been progressing on these readings, what I've started realizing is that most people generally need more than one reading. And the reason for that is what I've already alluded to, which is the fact that these readings are a snapshot. So what we are able to do with that snapshot is give you a diagnosis of what you need to work on and what you need to progress on to lift your vibration higher and increase that frequency. And so now what I do with my readings, on that initial reading, I actually give you a very focused and a very intense consultation, which is really creating the pathway ahead in your life. And so when you walk away, you'll understand completely what you have to work on. For instance, most people that I encounter when I'm doing these readings are struggling when it comes to their divine purpose and their personal purpose, as well as clarity of purpose. You may have noticed me talking about this quite often. So for most people, the whole goal of this is actually to find out what their purpose in this life is. And when I see that in the consultation, then automatically I focus in on that and help them to distinguish and determine what that purpose or what those two purposes actually are. And trust me, it's not hard to figure this out. You don't need to be clairvoyant or psychic or anything like that, or even intuitive. The information is all there, and they certainly have access to all that information. Another thing that pops up quite often too is the dimensions. So of course, I'm sure most of you are aware that the dimension that mankind predominantly resides in is the third dimension. That is where we have been for eons now. However, things have shifted, things have changed, and we as human beings are progressing into a multidimensional being. Now, we always have had that capability, but now we are finding it easier to get into the other universe, the other dimensions, and in particular the fourth dimension and the fifth dimension. So that is another area that people tend to get interested in very quickly, is how do I attain those other dimensions, and how will I know? Well, again, in the consultation, I can focus on that and show you how you're going to get there and be there. And I really focus on finding that stability in your own vibration, your own frequency, so that you can actually control that where you are. Life gets a lot easier when you know which dimension you are in and what that means, because it does mean something. Obviously, they're not all the same, right? So that's another point. Another thing that we've been looking at with a lot of people is their universal alignment. Why is that important? Because we have the ability of manifesting anything we desire in this realm, whether it be third, fourth, or fifth dimension. And it's that number that's attached to the your universal alignment that really tells me where you are and what abilities you have in regards to your ability to manifest. And so if I see a low number, then I'm going to be directing you in ways of showing you how you can get your frequency higher and get more in alignment with the universe in order to create your reality here on Earth. And that's a powerful mechanism that has been in place from the creation of the universe. The universe is designed to make life in this realm for us easy. Now, unfortunately, we've forgotten how to do that, and we've been misappropriated by others to take us away from that alignment and that natural ability. So I guess the point I'm trying to make here is that our lives are so misdirected at this point in time that we're living a fabrication. We're living in an illusion that's been created by somebody else, and we're living to serve that somebody else. And I'm trying to get us back in alignment so that we're no longer serving somebody else, but we're actually serving ourselves and each other and benefiting from that. So we don't have to toil. We don't have to be stressed out. We don't have to do this 9-to-5 job that we all hate so much. We can create our life according to our desires. That is the way this reality was designed, and that is the way the universe was designed. So it's a matter of tapping into that. And we've all got natural abilities to do that. So that brings me to the next thing that this reading really shows very well for people when they're looking at it, and I'm going through the consultation. That is that as we raise our frequency, as our vibration is going up, we're tapping in, or a better way to put that would be we are opening the doors into other possibilities for ourselves. So, under our current life, we've been living a very, again, misappropriated life that has been suppressed and pushed down. And most of us have been taught that we're not important, we're failures, we're sinners. But the truth is, we're anything but that. And the more we recognize that, and the more we work on realigning ourselves and bringing ourselves into harmony and getting that frequency up, the more our natural abilities are reconnected with ourselves. And when we hit that moment in time, our world literally transforms. So there you have it. That's what I'm doing with these readings. I hope that helps you to understand. I'm going to do more of these kind of conversations. And if you have any questions, please email me or text me, phone me, and even message me through Facebook or whatever. And I will try and get back and answer your questions. And maybe I'll do a specific episode just on answering people's questions. So, until then, enjoy that sunshine, get out, it's beautiful outside, and have yourself a wonderful day. Thank you.